Right, how's it guys? We are on the road from Southgate in Moremi to Third Bridge, and we've just done our first river crossing. It's my favorite place in the world, and this is going to be an amazing episode. Stay tuned. So welcome to another exciting episode. There's an incredible sunrise. Right, so this is the video that I really did not want to make. And why is that? Well, I messed up. And it's not so much this situation where it went pear-shaped with the vehicle, but the aftermath afterwards of getting the vehicle fixed. That was a complete disaster and meant that I couldn't upload on YouTube for a very long time. There will be a separate video on that coming later. Unfortunately, I have disabled the comment section for this video because most people that have been to the Moremi will understand that you do have to cross rivers to get to campsites. So the idea of disabling the comments is because a lot of people won't understand that you need to cross rivers and they're just going to abuse me in the comments. I've decided to disable it just to try keep my head down and keep doing this YouTube thing. It's not as easy as everyone thinks, so I have disabled the comments because some people are going to comment there and just say it was stupidity. And originally I thought it was, but it's what happens. These things happen. And I have decided to eventually make the video. It was touch and go. I wasn't going to, just because of all the stress it caused me. But anyway, this is what happened. We wake up and enjoy a stunning final morning at SKL Kwai. Right, good morning. It's about 6:30 here at SKL Kwai campsite, and there's an incredible sunrise behind me. Some zebra moving in the plains behind the ablution block. And yesterday we sort of lost a day, unfortunately, but we headed back into Maun. I had a meeting and some other stuff I had to sort out, so I had to get some Wi-Fi. But something pretty spectacular happened the previous night. At around 1:15, a lion went off about 100 meters away from the campsite. And obviously the camp is unfenced, and it was unbelievable. That call, and we hadn't heard anything else, but that call goes straight through your bones, hey. And then didn't have time to get the camera, but I got it on the phone, a proof shot. 2 massive male lions walked right through our camp. So that's what makes Khwai so special. And unfortunately, it's our last morning here. Later on this morning, we pack up and we head to Third Bridge for 4 nights.
We had gotten mixed information on whether third bridge was complete or not. It was supposed to be done just 3 days before we arrived, but we didn't want to risk the enormous detour if we arrived there and it was closed. So we headed to Southgate and took the main track past first and second bridge. This route is usually rewarding in terms of game, but today it was extremely quiet, and it was clear that the water levels were at their highest, with plenty of crossings on the way to Third Bridge.
In this situation, this is what happened at the exact same crossing that looked exactly the same just 3 months earlier.
So we're at First Bridge, and the bridge actually looks pretty damaged, so there's a water crossing around it. I'm never a fan of going through water, even though it looks cool. I did walk it, it's not too deep. I'm a bit nervous though. Let's give it a bash. Woo! It was actually a bit deeper than what I thought. Wheels were spinning halfway, but we made it through.
Ryan made it through with no issues as we closed in on Second and Third Bridge. Right, so we are at First Bridge again, and going to do the same crossing that Ryan and I did the last time, because First Bridge is not in very good condition. Should be okay. Yeah, my dad's driving across so I can get the shot, but yeah, hopefully it goes well. All river crossings have been easy so far. Moremi magic. The issue here is not the depth of water we're stuck in, as it was still well below the running boards of the vehicle. But by the time I'd reached the 200 series, it was already coming into the interior. In these situations, safety always comes first,
and I'm the first to admit that we didn't follow all the correct precautions. With water coming into the vehicle, it was panic station. We tried our best to keep safety in mind, but after an attempted winch off the FJ failed, we realized we were in big trouble. The winch would just pull the FJ Cruiser closer to the 200 series. It was clear that the 200 had found 4 holes where someone had got stuck earlier and just was not coming out. The Echo 5 has never been a hindrance on any of my trips, but here it was a big problem. The longer the vehicle and trailer was in the water, the more it started to sink. It was clear we had to remove the trailer before trying to get the 200 out. And again, it was clear that just one vehicle wouldn't manage to get the vehicle out. We were forever grateful and very lucky that another passing vehicle was able to help us. And with 2 vehicles, we eventually got the 200 series out. But the damage was done. The vehicle was in the water for around an hour and a half. Having recovered the vehicle, we cross first and second bridge, and not long afterwards, I get a warning that there's water in the diesel. We pull over and drain the water from the pre-filter and main diesel filter. Everything else other than a couple of warning lights magically seems okay. Like I said before, the water was not that deep, but the vehicle just sank, and you can see by the waterline just how deep those 4 holes were. Okay, well, key lessons learned. Don't be stupid. We did that crossing with Ryan in February, no problems, around First Bridge. The bridge is very rickety, so with the weight of the vehicle, I don't want to take my car across, but I'm not making any excuses. That was extremely stupid. The recovery kit, we tried to winch off. We eventually had to pull the trailer out. I had to hook up the trailer underneath the water. We got it out, broke the brakes on that, and things in the car got wet. A lot of water got into the car. So, not great. Not gonna lie. Don't just assume it's the same as it was a couple months ago. So, yeah, my Echo 5 is full of water because it was submerged, but it seems like the fridge and everything there is still running. We've now taken the carpets out and everything out of the cruiser. Not everything you can see there is wet, but stuff on the floor got wet. So, yeah, bad day. Don't do that. We learn lessons this way, I guess. With everything going on, I tried my best to enjoy the peaceful Third Bridge morning chorus. There was no point in just sitting around and reflecting on the past, so we headed out on the Mboma Loop, one of the few drives you can do around 3rd Bridge when the bridge is down. We heard the lions close by, and it sounded like they were towards 2nd Bridge, so we headed out in search of the coalition of 5 male lions, who call 3rd Bridge their home. These males are huge and in immaculate condition. It's always a privilege to spend time with them. This trip was extremely special. Being able to show my family this incredible place and why I come back here so often was amazing. And the bird life at this specific spot was just incredible.
So we just chilling here at one of the pans outside Third Bridge, around 3-4 kilometers from the camp, and some pelicans in the background there. An awesome spot to just chill, have a sundowner, and yeah, this time of year, July, these pans are rich with wildlife and bird life because there's not much other water around. If you're at Third Bridge, recommend you come and stay at these pans early morning, late afternoon, get some of that light for photography and videography, and just enjoy the amazing African scene behind us. So we're just here on the pan right outside the camp, literally, I mean, it's 100 meters from the gate, and the lions have clearly crossed the river to the side of the camp. So they're right outside here, everyone's enjoying them, but I think it's time to head into camp and hope they pass through later this evening.
With the lions moving through the campsite throughout the night, we enjoy an awesome braai and the rest of Third Bridge's wildlife calling and moving around. Third Bridge was still far away from being completed, but the new bridge looks very sturdy. We headed back to the campsite and attempted to resurrect some of the damaged electronics. We had already saved the two-way radio, the Flexo Power Lithium 555, and 2 headlamps.
Right, so just to give you a bit of an update, we've spent a wonderful 2.5 days here at Third Bridge, and after being pretty despondent about what happened to my 200 and reflecting on it, it's not necessarily just stupidity. At the moment when it was happening, I thought it was just stupidity, but it's actually not, because I did that river crossing 3 months ago, no problems, and the bridge is not in good condition for a heavy vehicle. We drove the vehicle over the bridge anyway in the end, but all the logs are all over the place, and there was a case where a guy in a heavily loaded Land Rover Defender drove over the bridge and it collapsed. So at the moment I thought it was the best decision, but anyway, we spent the last couple of days just driving around Third Bridge. We've seen some amazing stuff. It's been awesome just being in the camp, and we've been letting the 200 series dry off. It has thrown up a whole lot of warning lights, obviously because all the electrics got wet, but the engine is running fine. We have had to drain water out of the fuel filter, came up with the warning, and yeah, otherwise it's actually incredible that a vehicle like that can be submerged for an hour and a half and still be running. So 200 series, an incredible car, really. We're going to do something a little bit different. Because the Third Bridge is down again, we're supposed to be finished, not finished. You can't drive to Kakanaka
which cuts off like 70% of the roads that you can do here at Third Bridge, as it was when Ryan and I were here 3 months ago. So you can only drive like 3 roads basically, and we've seen game. It's been awesome, but yeah, it's a bit of a restrictive event not being able to cross the bridge. So we're going to try something different. Khwai, who run this campsite and are doing an excellent job as always, offer boat cruises here at Third Bridge. There's actually a boat station here at Third Bridge, so we're going to head out on a afternoon boat ride on our last afternoon here at Third Bridge. We'll see what we see, try something different. I'm feeling a bit better after everything that happened, and just a privilege to be here. This amazing camp. The lions came through the camp last night and they were just outside and roaring the whole night. So yeah, magical Africa. But yeah, let's go and enjoy our final evening here at Third Bridge on a boat ride. This would be different to the Chobe River cruise. This area of the Okavango has narrow channels which eventually open up into incredible inland lakes. The scenery is just out of this world. They offer a 1 hour or 2 hour boat ride. Definitely go for the 2 hour. We enjoy our final sunset at Third Bridge as we were heading out of the Moremi tomorrow. On the way back, we obviously decided to use the bridges. These bridges seem to cope with the weight, but never fill you with confidence. Right, goodbye Moremi Game Reserve, until next time, exiting Southgate. Let's head to Sitatunga for the night, and then tomorrow we find out what's wrong with the cruiser, but it is pulling the Echo 5 out, no problems, so let's carry on. So we're just here at the Sharobe village, just hit the tar again, and it's always very important to reinflate your tires. You know, you can cause serious damage to the interior sidewall of the tire if you run too lower pressures on the tar road. So just take your time, stop over, have a drink, and reinflate those tires as soon as you hit the tar. I'm just using my little 40 litre per minute compressor in the back of the car. It takes a long time, but at least you can enjoy the scenery and just relax and take in the Botswana spirit and Botswana fever. But pumping up the tires on the Echo 5 and the Landcruiser, and then it's off to Sitatunga. We arrive at Sitatunga, worried about what tomorrow holds. Right, so another spectacular night here at Sitatunga, and early in the morning, just making some coffee, and then we're going to get to Ngami Toyota, Maun. Fingers crossed they can just clear all the error codes, check the fluid. So we've just been draining the water. It's pretty easy. Take 2 bolts off, lift the fuel filter housing, and then it's got a little tap at the bottom and you just pump the water out. Has been quite a lot of water in it. I don't know if that's from the diesel or if it got in somehow in the water crossing. So the issues to resolve was all the warning lights on the dashboard, the fact that there was water in the diesel, and we also noticed a little bit of water in the power steering fluid. The only way to drain the fuel tanks on the 200 series is to remove them completely, and what we found was very alarming. Look at the comparison between normal diesel and what it should look like in the white container compared to what came out of the tank in the black container. That is a lot of water in that fuel. The power steering fluid also looked terrible. So we flushed the system and added brand new ATF. Ngami Toyota were just incredible. They literally worked on the car the entire day, non-stop. All things considered, I think the vehicle did really well. We actually had a very good, productive day at Toyota. Weren't able to clear all the warning signs on the dash. all of it's linked to a specific ECU inside the car, which obviously got a bit wet. But yeah, everything else, power steering fluid, we flushed it out, put new stuff in. The fuel, the bad fuel, turned out to be from the river, not from a garage. All the systems are working, it's just the ECU that's obviously got a fault. Engine's fine, but I must say, what fantastic people here in Botswana. It only cost us 3,400 pula for a full day's work. They had to remove the fuel tanks. Yeah, I'll bring you guys more up to date tomorrow, but there was just one more place I really wanted to show my family. Khama Rhino Sanctuary. I absolutely love this new Skycam Mini 3.0 from iCamper. The first gen was great. This is perfect. The scenery with the light hitting this big makongwa tree, I think, and Nespresso coffee, and the bush chorus at Khama. Amazing. Cheers. They are birds, eh?
The game drives around Khama Rhino Sanctuary's pans are very worthwhile, with amazing bird and wildlife. An area I hadn't spent a lot of time in is the bird hide, and today it certainly delivered.
Some people say Botswana is overrated and overpriced. I couldn't disagree more. It's worth every cent. It was time for my uncle to make his leg of lamb and beer bread masterpiece as we enjoyed our final evening of an epic adventure. The 200 series got us home safely, pretty much running perfectly. But little did I know that this wasn't the end of my problems, but instead the start of endless issues over the next 6 months. There will be a video on that later on in the channel, but in the next episode, I meet up with Ryan, Chris, and our good mate Jono, and we head to the Kalahari. Thank you so much for watching, and to my Patreons for making these episodes possible. Until the next adventure, cheers.